Welcome back to Full-Time Executive Gaming, and before I start this video, I want to thank the one person that subscribed. I think it was like 20 minutes ago, but thanks so much for that person, for the person who subscribed. Wait a second, I'm gonna get their name up. Alright, thanks to Lillian at Purple Love. Thank you so much for subscribing. It supports my channel so much, so thank you for that. And thanks for all the views. The last video just got a crazy amount of views. It's just skyrocketed at 71 views. So thank you guys for all those views. And you guys have gave me quite a few likes too. So thank you guys for all the likes too. But anyway, let's get into this video. So basically, I'm going to explain to you how to properly implement proper texture and depth into your builds. I'm also going to explain how to scale any Minecraft item and scale it to a actual scale that you can build it in a Minecraft world. I'll explain that to you more into depth later in the video. Hey, I'm gonna hop over to my creative world. Okay, guys, I'm back in my creative world, and basically, I'm going to show you how something as simple as a Minecraft house can become more detailed with more depth and texture. So basically, this is the boring house. Obviously, this is made of the same materials as the next house I'm going to show you. So this obviously looks boring, but look, this is made out of the same materials, but just has a few extra blocks for details, as you can see. But basically, the frame is basically the same blocks, and you even have the same amount of torches too, and it looks so much better. And I'm going to explain to you why and how to make your builds look more like this and not like this. Anyway, basically, so first of all, I'm going to explain to you depth. So see how the walls are, there's a little bit of depth on the roof. There's like a little bit of like an kind of like an edge on the, like an extra edge from the stairs on the roof. So at least it's not completely like squarish. So, at least it has like some shape, that extra different shape, and that it gives it more depth, like when there's a lot of variations in the shape, and it's like it's very irregular. It's not just like boring and flat. That's depth basically. And this doesn't have much. Like it doesn't, like it's just all flat and mostly just flat. But you can see this one, it has a lot of depth because you can see how I turned the specific stairs above the windows and like to the opposite direction, and it gave it a little bit of depth here, a little bit of that irregular shape. Also over here too, with the brick on the normal block on top of that stair, gave it that little gap in that irregular shape. And also, oh yeah, the leaves on the stairs also do that. Like in between the leaf and the bottom part of the stair gives it that little gap and that like kind of dynamic shape. And then in here you've got you kind of got a little chandelier here, and basically hanging from the ceiling, and basically that gives you a lot of depth, because it's not just a block, a bunch of blocks just stacked on top of each other. It's also like this is like really, the chain is really small, and it's attached to this big shroom light. That's what this is, big shroom light. But basically that gives it that dynamic feel, like the dynamic shape and whatnot. Also, the final thing is the windows here. As you can see, there's like a little indent, because the glass panes are like super thin. Indent between the block, like the stairs and the glass panes. It also and especially since there's stairs, the top one's not a stair, that's a full block, but especially since the bottom block's a stair, it gives it kind of like not filling the full block the glass panes isn't filling a full block, but also the stair isn't a full block either, so it's even more dynamic. The next thing I want to explain to you is texture. Now, texture is a lot more simple. It's just that just by adding extra stuff, like, see how this is only like 2 blocks? It's only like 2 blocks, besides the bed, but I don't really count that. But basically, it's only like it's only like a couple of different types of blocks, and they're not very interesting. But if you add different textures, like, I mean, I say cobblestone, oak planks are probably pretty similar textures. They have pretty similar texture to them, but like the leaves, the leaves have a lot of texture to them. Obviously, all the different leaves, like, kind of together gives it that good texture, and that interesting dynamic texture. And also the shroomlight has an interesting texture that you don't see on too many blocks. And also, the last thing I want to talk about is how vibrant these blocks are. Like, the cobblestone and the oak planks aren't very vibrant. They're not really vibrant and blocks. They're kind of bland. But when you mix the blandness is actually okay. You need some of that, but when you mix it with some of the like the bright green leaves and like a really bright orange light source, like a shroom light, or even just the small detail that the glass panes are slightly tinted blue, like a normal window, it just gives it that extra color and that more vibrant and more realistic feel. And then, of course, get creative with it, like I did. For the chimney, I can put a slab over a campfire, and basically the smoke can keep going through. But doesn't really fall into any of those categories. But it really just, it was my creativity, and it made it look better. So sometimes not just focusing on depth, texture, and vibrance, but focusing also on just being creative, also adds interesting things that actually work. And even if you think at first, oh, is this going to turn out well? I mean, I bet you it's going to turn out well. I mean, it's, if you think about it, and if you think it through, and if you think how it, works and feels with the original build, creativity always adds some interesting new feature that you wouldn't have thought to put on it before. So it's really interesting. So I say creativity is the most important thing over depth, texture, and vibrance. And I also wanted to explain to you how to basically scale something, like how to basically scale a block in Minecraft and then actually build that block out of other blocks, basically. So if you want to know how to exactly make that like a perfect scale of that block, it's pretty simple. Like, I'll just show you here. Like, for example, for the grass block, you can look up you can always look up a picture of it on the block on the internet. But for just the sake of copyright and time, I'm just gonna take a picture of it right now, and I'm just gonna show you how I would do it. So basically, you just make the image smaller until it fits that block. So I'm gonna do the grass block. Again, if you look, you should probably look up images online. It's gonna be more perfect than a screenshot. Obviously, this corner is. Yep, it's way off because the weird angle I took it at. But I'm just not putting any images up just for copyright reasons. I'm just not. Anyways, so basically, this is the best I can get it. But basically, how you would do it is, you can tell now that it's this big. You can see each pixel. Like, you can see like each individual square pixels of that create up of the block. So basically, if I count all those pixels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16 across by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 down. Basically, if I were to create this, if I were to build this in, it doesn't in some world, it doesn't matter, of course, survival, creative, it doesn't matter. If I were to build this in the world, because I know that it's 16 by 16, and the height is 16, and then the length is also 16. And I know since blocks are perfectly symmetrical on all sides, the width is also going to be 16. So basically, what I would do is I would make an outline of, grass block with maybe, out of, I don't know, some mud and for the dirt part, and some, some moss blocks for the grass part. Basically, and then I would make a frame that was 16 by 16 by 16. So 16 length, 16 width, and 16 height. And then just kind of build that frame all around, and then I would start filling it in. So basically, that's how you can make a scale copy of a block in your world, basically. I don't need the screenshot. Anyways, I'm going to hop over back to my survival world to do my outro. So I'll see you there. To those who haven't, please like, subscribe, and share this channel with your friends. And until then, I'll see you guys.